Today on Supreme Rips and Tips, let's get the pictures added to the spreadsheet. First and foremost, let's look at the image zero spreadsheet, which is a concatenation sheet I've made to support when there is a file name that ends with one digit numerically. I have another one that ends with 4 digits. This would be iPad. The one digit is scanning. That's what we're going to work on today. The only thing I have to do on this sheet literally is change the file name in which I named all of these files. And that was easy. That was 19-20 Chronicles. Type it once, and that step is done. So I now have a list thousands long of the exact file name. My username will change here. The exact file name at PhotoBucket, my host, to begin to get the end result here, which is two pictures on one line in one cell separated by a hash. The hash between the JPEG and the HTTPS, you can see it right there. You can see this is picture number 1 and picture number 2. And this is picture number 2 and picture number 3. That may seem odd. Yeah, I don't want picture number 2 and picture number 3 because I'm starting all with an odd number of 1. That's how I sort those and use that sort column. Now I have picture 1 and picture 2 on the first line, picture 3 and picture 4 on the second line, etc. 5 and 6 on the third line. If in fact I were starting with an odd number, like 360, I could just change it to odd numbers, and my first number, I rattled off 360, is right here. 360, 361, 362, and 363 would be the second line. That's how I use the sort. Luckily, in this case, we just start with number 1. How many pictures do I have? I have 510 pictures. So my last cell needed is 509, which ends at 510. I'm going to copy this. If you'll remember, I said I am too short because I know I have 253 lines here. This will highlight that. Let me undo what I did there. We want to paste special here, values. Control-Shift-V, or paste values only. So just the values appear, which is the links. Remember I said I know we're missing 2. It sure enough points that right out to us. We're missing 2. When finding what you're missing, or what you need to add, or what you need to delete, it's a matter of just getting there as quick as you can. And the way you do that is by viewing the pictures right here in your links to see if those pictures align. I usually work in buckets of 50. So I'm going to start on picture number 1. Make sure my link is right first. So I'm going to highlight this link, Control C to copy it. Here's the other link, just FYI. I'm not copying that one right now, but that's the second link. I'm going to go to my other window here, and I'm going to paste that link in, and I'm going to actually link 2. Let me pull this down just a bit. There we go. That's 19-20 Chronicles underscore parentheses 2, which is indeed this link right here. And if I change that to a 1 in my address bar, it's indeed the front of James Harden. That's how this works. So what you do is you click on number 1, make sure it aligns. You click on number 51 and make sure it aligns. I would actually click, if I ever see 2, I'm only going to click on a single. So I'm going to click on 49 and make sure that's John Wall, and it's not. So I know my problem is somewhere between 1 and 49. That's how I work that. Now, in the spirit of video time, I've done the legwork. I've found where the missing pieces are, and I'm going to get you to the solutions on how we deal with them as quick as we can. The first one is I have a player on this list over here that I should have deleted. What does that mean? Well, that means I'm going to be missing 3 cards now, not just 2. If I'm deleting one, that means I'm now missing 3. But let's address it. I don't have Bradley Beal. There's no other way to say that. I go from De'Aaron Fox to these Ben Simmons and on. I don't have this card. That doesn't mean I want to get rid of this link, but I want to get rid of this line. So to move everything down 1, I'm going to insert a cell and shift everything down. Now you'll see I have a blank Bradley Beal row, and I can delete that row completely. And I am now lined up with Ben Simmons. The first Ben Simmons is card number 37. Remember I said I was missing 2? I'm going to be missing 3 if I delete one. This proves that. I'm missing 3 now. This picture list is right. There's no question these pictures are on our page. As I did that, that was the first mistake. I left somebody on there I should have deleted. As I came down further, again in the spirit of just doing this quickly, I do these groups of 50, find the mistakes. The next mistake was down at 196, Terrence Davis. Terrence Davis, I actually have card number 329 is Terrence Davis, card 331 is Terrence Davis, and card 333 is another Terrence Davis. So that was driving an error. So I found one of the 3 we're missing. It's a Terrence Davis. How do I take care of it? Well, I want to copy all of this information and insert it here. So I can insert a row above, or I can insert a row below. Either way, I want a row below this one. And I want to copy, right-click, Control C, and now I'm Control V to paste everything. Here's what I know. I don't know what that card is. In theory, I have base and I have teal. I don't know what that is. The scan's not clear enough for me to identify it. So I'm going to go back and do that legwork later on a different video. Not needed for now. We know what's wrong. Remember, I copied this line from this line. So that means that this line's picture is the same as this one. I know that's bogus information. Now I'm right where I want to be. This 333 I noted was Terrence Davis, so I'm going to suck everything up one now by deleting that cell and bringing everything up. And look at there, 333 is now in line with that Terrence Davis. That's the one I found. Let me show you now that Nicolo is 335. I'm just going to go to my other tab and type in 335 and hit enter, and we're lined up beautifully. That's really how easy this is. I mentioned that we're missing 3 players. The next one I happened to find was in the marquees, and it was Keldon Johnson right here. I have 2 Keldon Johnsons, 399 and 401 are both Keldon Johnson. Let me just show you that. It just takes a second. 399 Keldon Johnson and 401 Keldon Johnson. So simply I just didn't catch that it was a duplicate. So I need to add a Keldon Johnson row here. So I've now found the second of the 3 we're missing. Again, I want to do the same thing. I'm going to insert a row. I'm going to copy the Keldon Johnson. I'm going to paste it. Whoop, I didn't copy it correctly. Click over there and copy. Paste it. Remember, this is a copy of that whole row. I don't want that picture. 401 is indeed my Keldon Johnson, so delete that cell and suck everything up. As we look down here, we're 1 away. That's the one. We're just 1 away. That's good news. We were here. We just added this line. That's where we were. As I kept going down, I went, because I had this yellow already on the sheet, I checked 240 or 427. It indeed was Trae Young. So I'm good all the way to here. I know for a fact, because we saw this when we were taking pictures, that the numeric order was out of order for Trae Young. And in fact, here it is. Here's Trae Young, 266, this says. This is Goga, and he's 269. And this is Kendrick, 267, and Porter's 268. So 269's out of order. It should have come after these 2. Oh, that's easy. It's just out of order. It makes perfect sense, right? So I come back and I get ready to fix Goga, and I realize, I don't have Goga. There's the 3rd missing one. Not only is Goga missing, but Goga's out of order. He comes after Trae in pictures, but after Kevin in order. So I'm going to keep numerical order, because that's what we do. And I'm going to insert a row. And I need to get the Goga information here. So I'm just going to copy and paste. And I'm going to take a quick look, and I do right there. I can cheat. I've got Goga information right in front of me. I don't have to type. And I know it's card 269 and I know it's not teal. So I just replaced all that information with Goga information. But I also know Goga's out of order. Goga came after Trey and Pictures, so that means he's 429 because Trey is 427. I'm just going to paste that over here because I'm going to need it in a minute. Then it went Kendrick and Kevin Porter. So that means that 431, oh, sorry, I should not have, I need to delete that. What did I just delete? Let me undo that. When I copied the Goga row, it copied that cell. That cell is not there. This is now dragging out over into here. There's nothing in that cell. You can see up here that that cell is blank. So 429 is Goga, 431 is Kendrick, and 433 is Porter. That's why I didn't want to delete those. I want to move Kendrick to 431. I want to move Porter to 433. And I want to slide that 429 I copied right back in there. 427 Trey, 429 Goga, 431, 433, and then we pick right back up. So the 433, because I added the Goga, I need to delete this cell and shift everything up, and I pick up at 435. Remember, Kevin Porter was 433, so 435 should be Darius XR, and it's Darius XR as advertised. So that task is done. I'm just going to delete that and get rid of my highlight because I don't want to look at that ever again. As we came down further, we're close. We know what happened here. When I was scanning, I did the hometown heroes because I said I'm not going to scan the Crusades. They're too shiny. They don't scan well. And then I said, the heck with it. I am going to scan them. So all that happened is I scanned these two before I scanned these four. So that means that I know Anthony Davis is right. I'm just going to prove that to show you how good we are to this point. If I typed in the right number and didn't fat finger. Anthony Davis is right. 475 is Zion. I know that. We did the hometown heroes before we did. So I know what's going on here is these two came before these four. So I'm going to just paste those two right there for now because these four are the four I also need to copy and move them up to here and then come back and grab those two I said were Zion and paste over those and now delete this data and clear my cell. And you'll see here's Anthony Davis. And then 479 and 481, 83 and 85 come after Zion and Culver. And then we're right back to Kendrick Nunn, 487 Phoenix, just showing that we've finished the job. Done. So the cards are in order. We have now 255. I'm going to delete these ugly 3 rows. We have finished the task of aligning the cards to the spreadsheet. Would that take 10, 15 minutes? I want to do one more step here, just so we don't have to put this in the next video. I'm going to unhide the columns now. And let's finalize the sheet as far as these steps. Panini's the manufacturer, that's column D. E is 2019-20. Chronicles, League, and Sport. Have those noted. Do a double check. And paste. You can drag down or use the Control, Shift, arrow down, and Control V to paste them all. So what just happened? We've now filled in columns D through N, which is the main data. It does a couple things for us. One, of course, it gives us the link, but it just gave us a price search column. This price search column is going to come in handy. Look at this. You can paste that data anywhere you want in any source you want, eBay or another source. It also does more formulas to the right. It gives us our title and our description. We're going to get into all that in the next episodes. We're also going to show you how we price, how we ship. It's all coming. Stay tuned for more on Supreme Rips and Tips.